And you can see that also that Ibn al-Athir mentions in year 323 that many of the time of the Barbahari, many of the Hanbalis at that time, they testified they were bearing false witness on people just to get them in trouble, because they were from different schools. Al-Faqih al-Bawri al-Shafi'i rahimahullah, who died in 567 Hijri, they came and they gave him poison sweet just because he was from a different school. Al-Imam ibn Fawrak, the known one, the mutakallim, he was more to the Ash'ari. So the people, the Karramis or the people of the Hanbali or closer to the Hanbali school, they came and also killed him. Things were like this simply because now from intellectual terrorism we moved to physical violence. Another reason, or 8th or 9th reason, is simply feeling free to misquote and misrepresent the other. They? Oh no. They don't do that. Just like when we talk about others, for example, the people, I don't want to mention this, I don't want to mention any groups, so I want to be broad, but they do this, so we feel no problem to go extreme in mentioning things. They worship graves. And who worships graves? Worshipping? They make a mistake, but worshipping is big. No, they don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Big things. And that's just iftira. That's really lying. It's forgery, fabricating. That's not what they say. When you want to judge your opponent, take their own words. See what they say, and then try to do it. And then try to refute and put your question on it. But don't do that. And then another, that 10 maybe, the 10th issue, the reason or causes for our fragmentation, is because not only we do that, we terrorize others. If you don't do this, you're also kafir like them. Number 11. The reasons for our fragmentation is also that we disabled self-criticism on us, but we've enabled it on everyone else. So we don't see the faults in us and the imperfections, but we have a microscope, not a telescope, a microscope on the imperfections and faults of everybody else within the Muslim Ummah. Okay. Number 11 or 12 or whatever, I don't know where I got to now. Reactionaries. What does that mean? We became reactionaries. So, what does that mean? Jahm bin Safwan, one of the people in the old days, they said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists everywhere, which is obviously a problem because everywhere is a creation. Allah is the creator of everywhere. So we went now to say, we take everything in the Quran literally, and we say this is what Allah wants from us. Reaction. The Hanafis at that time took opinions. So now we went and we tried to find, or if not find, made a hadith or things, attribute things to the Salaf radiallahu anhum to say that saying with opinion is against the Sharia, etc., etc., etc. Hatred of the Shia. So we don't like the Shia because they denounce the Sahaba. So what do? Ahlul Bayt disappearing totally. We don't even talk about them. Why? Don't talk about them. Hatta now, if you name a masjid, Ali ibn Abi Talib, they say, what is this, a Shia masjid? This is the 4th Khalifa. You talk about Ahlul Bayt, oh, this Shia. Notice? So, became reactionary. Number 13 or 14, not understanding the meaning of the words, of the terms. What does Ahlul Sunnah mean? Does that mean we follow the Sunnah? Or does it mean it's a geopolitical term simply because we are born in an environment we are called Sunnis? Ahl Sunnah are we? One of the Shaykh in Morocco, Shaykh Muhammad Zamzami rahimahullah, used to say many of the people who call themselves Ahl Sunnah nowadays are probably more worthy of Ahlul Bid'ah, because there's more Bid'ah in their lives than Sunnah. So they should be Ahlul Bid'ah rather than Ahl Sunnah in a sense. So even the term became vacant from its meaning. Number 14 or 15, legislating hatred amongst Muslims. I'll give you texts and page numbers. In the book of the Sunnah for al-Barbahari, one of the Salaf, he used to say, I eat with a Jew and a Christian, but I would never sit and eat with someone with a bid'ah. While Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, كل المسلم على المسلم حرام. المسلم أخو المسلم. And this legislating hate, I would hate someone with a bid'ah, so I would eat with anyone. but not with him. من انتهر صاحب بدعة آمنه الله يوم الفزع الأكبر. If you humiliate a Muslim with a bid'ah, Allah will give you safety in the day of judgment. There's the book of Abdullah bin Ahmad, he says that the human being is rewarded for belittling Abu Hanifa and his people and hating them. Legislating. The reason I'm giving you these old examples, because we can go back to them with a page and number. But people are doing the same things nowadays to the groups nowadays. Reasons for our fragmentation. Okay. Legislating hatred. Hate them. You should hate them, because they're not like us. We are the only ones. Number 15 or another one is discouraging from going back to the Quran and the authentic Sunnah, while encouraging to go back to the opinions of the scholars. Everyone has their own group of Salaf, as I told you, and everyone goes back to that group. And they're actually quotations from the book of the Sunnah for al-Barbahari. Where he says, if you talk to people, if you hear people, you bring someone the saying of the scholar and he wants the Quran, no, leave him, stay from him. So discouraging from going back to the Quran, because everybody says the Quran, right? The Quran is the one that brings us all together. But no, we want to make sure that we want to condition the Quran. After that also, legislating being happy for the disasters that happen to other Muslims that we don't like. And this is against humanity to start with. It's against our human instinct to be happy for some problems that happen to other Muslims or not even non-Muslims. We are not people who feel happy for disasters or bad things that happen to non-Muslims, because we are an extension of the mercy to the universe, let alone to other Muslims. But you see that also happening. The other reason for our fragmentation is because we judge the niyyah, the intentions of others. They want to do this, that's what they want to do. No. How do you know their niyyah? I'm telling you all these things, and I'm going to finish in just a couple of minutes, inshallah. But I'm telling you all this because if we don't know the problems, we will never be able to correct them. Sayyidina Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman, and I'll give you this hadith sahih. Sayyidina Hudayfa used to stand behind the Prophet ﷺ, and he says they used to come to the Prophet ﷺ and ask him for good things to do. And I used to wait, and then I would ask him for evil things. Why? He says, so I can avoid them. If we don't know the problems, we will never have the answer. Again, I promised you to be candid and frank and straightforward and speak my conscience to you, and that's what I'm doing. Treatment is often painful. Don't ever judge the niyyahs or the intentions of other people. They might be totally misguided in your mind. Maybe their practice is absolutely wrong. But don't judge their niyyah, their intention. You don't know what their niyyah is. Another one is also that has been legislated in the past: discord or disconnect families simply because different issues. Father or son, don't talk to your father if he's among this group. We saw it back then, and again I'll give you references if you want and page numbers, and we see it today. If your father has this understanding, no, you cannot talk haram to talk to him even. Disconnecting families. Number 3, conditioning the Sharia. What is the Sharia? The Quran and the Sunnah. Allah gave us the Quran, and Nabi al-A'zam sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave us the Sunnah. The authentic Sunnah, Sunnah Sahihah. The hadith that is in Muwatta al-Imam Malik. Balagh, huwa bila asnad, lakin ma'nah sahih. Taraktu fikum ma in tamassaktum bihi lan tadillu ba'da abad kitab Allahi wa sunnati. I left you my book and the Sunnah. Great. But because we have become in this grouping mentalities, the book and the Sunnah are not good enough. Why? They can only be valid, or they are valid implicitly, right? If they are according to our understanding, the understanding of the Salaf. Which Salaf? Everyone has their own Salaf. Istidrak. This is conditioning the book and the Sunnah. Though no one can condition the book and the Sunnah. In fact, any Salaf and all the Salaf and everyone from the Salaf to the Khalaf, from Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the best and the biggest Sahabi, all the way to the last one in this Ummah, must and are obligated and are judged by the standard, the book and the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. No one is infallible after that. But nowadays we say, oh no, book and sunnah, oh, every bid'ah bring it. No, you have to understand this. So the conditioning of the book and the sunnah. What do we do? What's the solution? The solution, dear brothers and sisters, is to look at our deen in its maqsad. What is the objective of this deen? What are we here to accomplish and do? And to strip yourself from the sectarianism. Yes, we follow the book. Yes, we follow the sunnah. We love the Sahaba. We love Ahlul Bayt. We have this. We combine all these things. But make sure that we avoid the mistakes of the past, because there are many powerful forces nowadays in